Hello everyone. In this lesson, we will be solving several integrals. But this time, we will try to analyze the method that will be appropriate for a specific problem. To start, let's have an example. For example, number 1, let's have the integral of the quantity of 2x raised to the 5th power plus 7x raised to the 4th power. Let's have minus 8x raised to the negative 3 power dx. So this type of problem, we can either solve this by using the property of integrals, which we can divide this into 3 different integrals because, well, this integral is composed of 3 terms. Or we can just simply solve the integral. If we are going to use the property, we can express this integral as the integral of 2x raised to the 5th power dx plus the integral of 7x raised to the 4th power dx minus 8, the integral of 8x raised to negative 3 dx. So after this, we can just simplify it by 2x raised to 5 plus 1 is 6 over this exponent, which is 6, plus 7x raised to the 5th power over 5 minus 8x raised to negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2 all over negative 2 and plus the arbitrary constant c. Then to further simplify, this becomes 3 and this becomes 4. And since this is negative and negative, negative times negative is positive, and this would become positive. So to simplify this, this is 6x raised all over 3 plus 7x raised to the 5th power over 5 plus 4. Instead of x raised to negative 2, we can then express this as 1 over x squared. Since when we are dealing with negative exponents, all we need to do to convert that to positive exponents is to get that reciprocal. So in this case, ilalagay na lang natin yung x squared sa baba plus c. And this is now our final answer. So for the next problem, so for the second example, let's have 5x cubed minus 2, the cube root of x, all over square root of x dx. So for this second problem, we must remember that when we are dealing with integrals, dapat before tayo mag-integrate, dapat naka-simplify yung integrand or etong function na nasa loob ng integral. So, in this case, para natin ma-simplify, pwede natin siyang i-divide muna. So, in this case, di ba, ang denominator natin is square root of x. But to simplify this, the first thing that we need to do is i-express muna natin yung radicals in exponents, as exponents. So, in this case, the integral of 5x cubed minus 2, instead of cube root of x, we'll express it as x raised to 1/3 all over, instead of square root of x raised to 1/2 dx. So, kapag ganito na, pwede na natin siya ma-divide. And as you can recall, in laws of exponents, when we're dividing variables with the same base, eto diba ang base natin is x, pwede natin lang i-subtract yung exponent. So in this case, para mas ma-visualize natin, ihiwalay muna natin yung fraction. So this, gawin natin 5x cubed all over x raised to 1/2 minus 2x raised to 1/3 all over x raised to 1/2. The quantity dx. So, para ma-divide natin to, maging 5x raised to 3 minus, since division, di ba? 1/2. Or kasi pag nag-multiply tayo ng x raised to, let's say, m times x raised to n, all we need to do is just add the exponents, or x raised to m plus n. Pag division naman over x raised to n, isusubtract lang natin yung exponent. So in this case, subtract lang natin yung exponent. So the same thing for the second term. So 2x raised to 1/3 minus 1/2, and enclose sa parentheses and dx. So para ma-further simplify natin to, i-express natin tong 3. Instead of 3, gawin natin na the same denominator sa isang fraction, which in this case is 2. So pwede natin i-express si 3 na 6 over 2. Since the same lang naman to sa 3. So, then subtract to 1 over 2 minus 2 x raised to, but in this case, hindi whole number yung isa, but they are both fractions. So to simplify this, we need to find the least common denominator. So in this case, it's 6. So para mahanap natin yung bagong numerator, so 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 1 is 2. So 2 minus 6 divided by 2 is 3 times 1 is still 3. So 2 minus 3. Then enclose. Enclose natin. Then dx. Then to further simplify, 5x 6 minus 1 is 5 over 2 minus 2x 2 minus 3 is negative 1, then over 6. Close parentheses dx. Now, since eto, the same ang form niya na sa kaninang example, so all we need to do is just use the power rule. So to use the power rule, so dito na natin i-continue. So when using the power rule, this 5x raised to 5 halves, this becomes 5x raised to 5 halves plus 1. But instead of 1, gawin na natin 2 over 2. The same lang naman sa 1. All over kung ano yung exponent, which is 5 halves plus 2 over 2. Plus, this is minus 2x raised to negative 1/6 plus 1, or plus 6 over 6. All over negative 1 over 6 plus 6 over 6. And plus the arbitrary constant c. Now, to further simplify, 5x raised to 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 halves. Plus, all over 7 over 2. Minus 2x raised to negative 1 plus 6 is 5 over 6. All over the same exponent, which is 5 over 6 plus c. Now, when dividing exponents, so instead of just dividing this by 7 halves, pwede natin to i-multiply as the reciprocal ng 7 halves. So 5x raised to 7 halves times the reciprocal of 7 halves, which is 2 over 7, minus 2x raised to 5 over 6 times the same as we did for the previous term. So 6 over 5 plus c. So 2 times 5 is 10 over 7, x raised to 7 halves, minus 2 times 6 is 12 over 5, x raised to 5 over 6 plus c. And this is now our final answer. Now, let's have another example. So, for example number 3, let's have x raised to 5x squared minus 3 cubed dx. So in this problem, pwede natin to is-simplify. But in our experience, kapag magsisimplify tayo ng cube, medyo hindi siya ganun ka-straightforward kapag squared lang or kapag squared lang. Kasi gagawin natin is FOIL method lang. But in this case, mas madali na lang kung magle-let na lang tayo muna ng u. So, the first step for choosing u is maghuhula lang tayo na sa tingin natin kung ano yung very possible na maging u dito. So, in this case, try natin ang u is equal to x. Ano ang du niya? So, ang du ng x is just dx. So, ang na-cover lang natin, if ever na ganito, is eto lang na x and si dx. But still, we are left with this. Now, kapag magle-let tayo ng u, dapat lahat ng variables magiging u din. So, in this case, hindi natin to pwedeng gamitin. So, hanap tayo ng ibang value ng u. So, pwede ba ang eto na lang na etong nasa loob nitong parentheses. So, if we let that to u is 5x squared minus 3. And ang du naman is 10x dx. So, ngayon, sa tingin nyo ba, or kaya na ba to? In this case, well, yes. Kasi eto, si u, and yung du is yung x. And ang importante malang dito is yung variable. Kasi etong coefficient, pwede lang naman natin siya ilabas sa labas ng integral symbol. So if we simplify this, so eto diba is 10x dx. So pwede natin i-divide both sides by 10 para mawala dito si 10. So therefore, du over 10 is equal to x dx. So, to clear some space, lagyan natin to dito sa gilid. And let's simplify this integral. So, the integral of x dx, etong x dx, eto siya. So, du over 10. So, si x dx is si du over 10. And eto naman, na 5x minus 3, eto siya si u. So, let's have this u cube. So, ang natira na lang sa atin is u, du, and meron tayong constant na 10. So, in this case, isang variable na lang, which is u. So, nawala na lahat ng x. So, this means very possible na natin tong ma-solve. So, pwede pa actually natin itong ma-simplify para hindi tayo masyadong malito. Pwede natin ilabas si 10 or 1 over 10 u cube du. Then to use the power rule, 1 over 10 u cube plus 1 magiging u raised to the 4th power over 4 times plus c. So all we need to do is just simplify ang u, but u is equal to 5x minus 3. So 5x minus 3 raised to the 4th power, and 4 times 10 is 40 plus c. And now, this is our final answer. So tandaan nyo lang, kapag medyo complicated na ang problem, to simplify it, pwede kayong mag-substitute ng ibang variable. In this case, ang ginamit natin is u. Just make sure, kapag nag-substitute kayo ng u, lahat ng original variable ay mawawala na. Dapat lahat na siya in terms of your new variable, which is in terms of u. So, try ulit natin to for our next example. So, for our next example, anong number na tayo? Number 4. So, for our number 4 is, let's say, the integral of 7 dx all over x natural logarithm of, gawin nating 3x. So, yan. So, kapag ganito naman ang problem, alam natin ang etong 3x is nasa loob siya ng natural logarithm. So, para hindi tayo masyadong malito, ihiwalay natin si dx. So, 7 over x, natural logarithm of 3x, dx. Ayan. So, in choosing u, asan dito ang most probable na maging u? So, let's try. Let's try x. Kapag ginawa natin yung x na u, ano ang du? So, du is just dx. Ano lang mawawala? Ang mawawala lang is etong x and yung dx. Meron pa rin tayong natural logarithm of 3x. And still, since meron ditong x, hindi yun possible. Dapat matanggal natin lahat ng x. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pwede natin gamitin si x. So, let's try another one. Anong possible pa merong x? Ito, si 3, natural logarithm of 3x. So, natural logarithm of 3x. So, ano ang du? So, the derivative or the differential of a natural logarithm. So, let's have a review. So, the differential of the natural logarithm of u is equal to du over u. So, in this case, dapat nasa taas yung du. Ano ang u dito? In this case, si 3x. So, yung 3x, ang differential ni 3x is 3, and yung u is just u 3x. So, 3x. Then, dx. Oops, ang differential pala is 3dx. 3dx. So, yan. To simplify this, we can cancel out 3. So, ang matitira sa atin is du is dx over x. Which, in this case, si dx over x, ayan, si dx and x over x. And si natural logarithm of x is ito. If ever na ganito yung etong setup natin, patatanggal natin lahat ng x. So, this is very probable. So, to simplify this, representing in terms of u, so, ilabas na natin si 7. So, yung natural logarithm of 3x is what? Is 1 over u. 1 over u times si dx over x. Si dx over x naman is just simply du. So, du. Okay. So, pwede natin ayusin muna. So, instead of this, ayusin natin ganito. 7, the integral of du over u. And sa formulas naman ng integration, etong du over u, if you could recall, dito natin, let's make it yellow. So, the integral of du over u is equal to the natural logarithm of u, or the absolute value of u, plus c. So, as simple as this, pwede natin itong mas-simplify as 7 as the natural logarithm of u plus c. Pero yung u is what? Is equal to ln of 3x. So, pwede natin siya simplify pang 7, the natural logarithm of 3x plus c. And this is now our final answer. For our next example, let's have 9 e raised to square root of x all over square root of x dx. So, in integration, the first question that we need to ask is, meron bang available na formula to simplify or to integrate this? Well, in this case, is merong e raised to u du. Kapag i-integrate natin yan, merong possible. But in this specific case, na meron pang square root of x, merong square root of x, hindi. So, para mahanap natin to, and the first thing that we need to do is to find what is u. So, pwede tayo mag-trial and error ulit. So, anong possible na pwedeng u? Let's try e raised to negative x. So, e raised to square root of x. So, kapag pig-differentiate natin ng e, most probably merong e sa answer. So, in this case, isa lang naman ang e. So, at this early stage, alam natin na hindi ito possible. So, pwede natin to i-disregard. So, ang isa pang possible answer dito is square root of x. Now, let's try to differentiate square root of x. Para ma-differentiate natin ang square root of x, we first need to simplify it. Gawin nating exponent. So, kung kukunin natin yung differential nito, ibaba natin yung exponent, magiging 1/2 times x raised to 1/2 minus 1 or 2/2. Then, dx. Further simplifying this, 1/2 x raised to negative 1/2 dx. Yung negative 1/2, pwede natin ibaba para maging positive exponent. So, 1/2 x raised to 1/2 dx. And yung raised to 1/2 is just the same as square root of x. So, lagyan natin dito yung dx all over 2 times the square root of x. And in this case, we can verify, alam na natin kaagad dito na possible na itong gamitin. Because matatanggal yung square root of x, and etong x dx is eto na. So, para ma-match natin to sa original integral, this is du. Para ma-match natin to, all we need to do is just multiply both sides by 2. Para ma-cancel out dito sa part na 2, kasi wala naman 2 tayo sa original integral. So, simplifying this would become 2 du is equal to dx over square root of x. Now, going back to the integral, this would become the integral, labas natin yung 9, would become e raised to u all over what? Wala na. Pwede natin itong tanggalin or multiply because dx dx over x is just equal to 2 du. So multiply to 2 du. Further simplifying this, 2 times 9 becomes 18 times the integral of eu du. So, in formulas of integration, meron na tayo nun. So, the integral of e raised to u du is equal to eu plus c. So, 18 eu plus c. And 18 e, because u is equal to the square root of x plus c. And this is now our final answer. So, for the next example, let's have ang constant naman ang base. So, for the next example, let's have the integral of 2 raised to 3x squared minus 1 times x dx. So, in this case, I hope nagigain nyo na yung, or napapractice nyo na kung paano magpili ng u. And in this case, anong pwedeng possible na maging u dito? In this case, eto na lang. I-try natin tong exponent. So, if u ang exponent natin, yung exponent ay u natin, 3x squared minus 1, ang differential nito is equal to 6x dx. And in this case, kung eto magiging u, matatanggal dito yung x, and eto merong x dx, eto meron tayo ditong x dx. Therefore, we can verify that our u is correct. So, to simplify this, the integral of 2 raised to u times the x dx is just equal to, divide natin to both sides by 6 para matanggal yung 6. So, x dx is equal to du over 6. So, du over 6. Pwede natin ilabas si 1/6. So, this becomes 2 raised to u du. Now, in integrating exponential function with a base that's constant, so the integral of a raised to u du, ang a natin is constant, is equal to a raised to u, so the same ulit, times the natural logarithm of a plus c. Gawin na lang natin to dito. Magiging just copy 1/6. So, times a raised to u, so 2 raised to u, all over natural logarithm of a. Ang a natin is 2 plus c. So, ang u natin is 1/6 times, ano ang u? 2, 3x squared minus 1. So, raised to 3x squared minus 1 times the natural logarithm of 2 plus c. And to simplify this, 3x squared minus 1 over 6 natural logarithm of 2 plus c. And this is now our final answer. Now, for our next example, let's now have trigonometric functions. So, just simple trigonometric functions. So, let's have the integral of cosine. Let's say 2x plus 1 plus, let's have a coefficient here. So, 7, let's say tangent 5x. So, simple lang. Close parenthesis, dx. So, ngayon, meron tayo, di bang, formulas for integration ng trigonometric functions. So, the integral of cosine u du is equal to what? Positive sine u plus c. So, ano natin? The same goes with tangent. So, the integral of tangent u du is equal to either the natural logarithm of secant u plus c or negative natural logarithm of cosine u plus c. So either of the two is correct. So in this case, since this integrand is composed of two terms, which is kasi may na-divide ng positive sign or ng plus sign, pwede natin to integrate as two separate entities. So for example, ito magiging cosine 2x plus 1 dx plus the integral of, ilabas na natin 7, tangent 5x dx. So in this example, ang u natin is very clear. Ang u natin dito is, eto 2x plus 1. Eto ang u natin dito is 5x. So for the first case, baba na natin muna to. So for the first case, if ang u natin dito is 2x plus 1, ang du natin is 2 dx. Since wala naman ditong 2, divide both sides by 2. So cancel. So dx is du over 2. And for this second part is, ang u natin is 5x, ang du natin is 5 dx. So wala naman ditong 5. So divide both sides by 5. So, to simplify this, eto magiging the integral of cosine u. Yung du natin is, yung dx natin is equal to du over 2. So, du over 2 plus 7. The integral of tangent u times, ano yung dx? Dx is equal to du over 5. So, ayan. Ibaba ulit natin to. So, ngayon, pwede natin to ilabas si 2. So, ilabas natin dito si 2. Lagay natin dito 1/2. Ilabas din natin dito si 5. Lagay natin dito si 5. So, Simple as this, just using these formulas. So cosine u, so 1/2 cosine u becomes sine u plus c. Since hindi pa naman tapos tayo mag-integrate, hindi pa naman natin kailangan ilagay yung c. So, dito muna, plus 7 over 5. Tangent, pili tayo sa dalawa. Either natural logarithm second or negative pero cosine. So, since ginamit na natin yung positive, yung una na natin gamitin. So, natural logarithm of the absolute value of second u plus c. Oops. So, dito pala, wag muna natin gamitin ang u dito. Since magkaiba pala yung u nilang dalawa, let's make this v. So, dito dv. And eto ay v. V, v. And gawin natin dito, tama na yan, na u, u. So, dito, sa ditong part is 1/2 sine. Ano ang u natin? 2x plus 1. So, 2x plus 1 plus 7/5 natural logarithm of the absolute value of second. Ano ang v natin is 5x plus c. So, this is now our final answer. But since ang tangent is pwede din express in terms of the natural logarithm of cosine, pwede natin itong gawin din. So, either this or this. Sine 2x plus 1 plus, instead of plus, since negative yun, so minus 7/5, the natural logarithm of cosine 5x plus c. So, either of the two are correct. So, let's have another example of trigonometric functions. Let's have the integral of second raised to the 4th power x times tangent x dx. Now, the same as our other examples, the first thing that we are going to do is ask or find if kung meron bang formula na fitted na dito. In this case, wala. But meron tayong alam na formula na kapag pig-integrate natin, dito na lang, kapag pig-integrate natin ang second u tangent u du is just equal to second u plus c. And also, we know that the differential of second u is equal to second u is equal to second u tangent u du. So, ayan. So, mapansin nyo, di ba, kapag mapansin nyo, di ba, dito, ang differential nito is second u tangent u. Tapos, kapag nag-integrate kayo, binaliktad lang. Ito, ibabalik nyo sa second u. So, in this case, etong alam natin in terms of second and tangent kapag pig-combine yung dalawa. So, how are we going to use this para ma-solve natin itong type of integral? So, go ulit tayo. Start ulit tayo by asking ano ang u. So, alam natin na ang derivative ng second u, is second u tangent u. So, ibig sabihin, dapat ang du natin in terms ng second u tangent u. So, dapat ang du natin is merong second u and tangent u dx. Oops, dapat pala ito is x, tangent x. Dapat ito ang differential natin. So, ano ba ang u? So, in this case, it's clear na dapat ang u natin is second x. So, papansin natin kapag second x, ang differential natin is ito. So, now, having this in mind, paano natin to i-simplify? So, gawin natin is i-separate natin yung second. So, instead of second raised to the fourth power, gawin natin na second cube, tapos isa pang second. Second x. Tangent x dx. As you may have noticed, etong dalawa is just equal to second raised to the fourth power x. So ngayon, pwede na din natin to ma-match using our equation or using the u and du. So to simplify this, yung second x is gawin natin na u. Kasi si second x is u, then cube to, diba? So, cube. Because second cube x is just equal. So second cube x is just equal to second x, close parenthesis, cube. So, the same lang yung dalawa. So, gawin na lang natin siyang cube or u cube. Then the remaining part, itong remaining part is just equal to du. So, multiply natin to by du. And as simple as this, now, mapansin nyo, this is no longer a trigonometric integral. Ang gagamitin lang natin dito is power rule. So, para ma-simplify, u raised to the fourth power over 4 plus c. And as simple as that, makuha na natin kaagad yung answer. So, palitan natin yung u. U is equal to second x. So, second x raised to the fourth power all over 4 plus c. Or 1/4 second 4x plus c. This is now our final answer. So, for our next problem, balik ulit tayo sa natural logarithm. But now, kukunin natin na integral is simple natural logarithm of x dx. So ngayon, the question now is, kaya ba natin ito or kaya ulit ng mga formulas natin ma-solve to? So, meron tayong, kung gagamit tayo ng derivative, and the derivative of natural logarithm of u, so u na lang, of u is equal to du over u. And the integral of du over u is natural logarithm of u plus c. Pero wala tayo na integral na natural logarithm of u. So ano ang gagamitin natin kapag ganito? In this case, if naalala nyo, kapag ganito na yung problem na hindi na natin siya kayang isolve gamit ng normal natin na equations or normal nating formulas, ang gagamitin natin is integration by parts. But if you can recall, kapag integration by parts, dapat may dalawa tayong function. So, pwede din actually itong dalawang function. Pwede tayo mag-multiply dito ng 1. So, 1 ln of x. The same din naman sa natural logarithm of x. So, try natin to isolve using integration by parts. So, in integration by parts, ang kailangan natin, di ba, is mahanap natin kung ano yung u, ano yung dv sa equation na ito. So, baba natin to. Sa equation natin na to, di ba ang dv, etong dv na part, ito yung i-integrate natin. So, ito naman yung i-differentiate. So, syempre, hindi naman natin dito pwede ilagay si natural logarithm of x kasi hindi nga natin siya na-integrate kanina. So, ngayon, alam natin na dapat dito na siya. So, natural logarithm of x. Or, we could also use our acronym, which is the LIATE. So, ang LIATE stands for logarithmic function, inverse trigonometric function, algebraic function, trigonometric function, and exponential function. And in this case, meron tayong logarithmic function. So, since pinakaunang logarithmic function, yun na mismo kaagad yung gagamitin yung u. So, in this case, ang logarithmic function natin is ln of x. And yung natira, yun na yung dv. Ang natira natin dito is 1. dx. Or we could just simply write it as dx. So, i-differentiate natin yung u. Ang du natin is ito. So, ano ang derivative ng x? Dx. Ano ang u is x. So, yan. Ito naman is kailangan natin to is i-integrate. O, ang v natin is just equal to x. So, gamitin natin yung formula. So, u times v minus the integral of v du. So, what's u? The natural logarithm of x. Natural logarithm of x. Ano ang v is x? Ilagay natin ang x dito sa katabi. Then, minus the integral of v. What's v? V is x. Then, what's du? dx over x. So, eto pwede natin ma-cancel out yung x. So, the integral of dx is simply x. So, x, the natural logarithm of x, minus x plus c. And this is now our final answer. So, the integral of natural logarithm of x is just equal to x ln of x minus x plus c.